Look at chapter 10 and verse 32 to 34. They were on the road going up to Jerusalem, and Jesus was walking on ahead of them. And they were amazed, and those who followed were fearful. And again he took the 12 aside and began to tell them what was going to happen, saying, "Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be delivered up to the chief priests and the scribes, and they will condemn him to death, and will hand him over to the Gentiles. They will mock him, and spit on him, and scourge him, and kill him, and 3 days later he will rise again." Pretty clear. It's pretty clear, huh? There's no doubt who's in charge here. There's no doubt this Lord is sovereign. And this is a theme in all of the Gospels, right? In John's Gospel, it's often said like this, what? His hour had not yet come. Because there was a specific hour that was coming. Look at on later in chapter 10, verse 45. Because he explains in this text, in this verse, not only that he was going to die and rise again, but the implications, the applications, the theology of that death. Mark 10:45, hopefully you have this memorized. If you don't, do so. "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many." A ransom. What is a ransom? A ransom is a payment. It is a payment to rescue many, that is, many sinners, out of the prison of eternal punishment. And so Jesus was predicting not only his death and the events of it, but also his purpose in dying. That it would be to fulfill what the ransom payments of all of history had pointed to, what the sacrificial lambs of the Old Testament had pointed to. This was substitutionary atonement that we celebrate now as fulfilled in the cross and resurrection. We don't just learn about substitutionary atonement, Jesus dying as a substitute in the place of others to pay for our sin. We don't just learn about that from Paul's letters. Those are things Jesus taught. Those are things Jesus pointed to the Old Testament and said, this is what was predicted, and this is what I'm coming to do. And so we trust Jesus not only as the one who foretold the future, but even spoke of the significance of it. And so while his disciples did not fully grasp it yet, they were frightened. The enemies of Jesus were also frightened. I mean, how eerie to have this one who displayed such power say, "I'm going to be delivered over to the chief priests," as the chief priests thought they were secretly conniving to get him. No wonder they were fearful. But how precious to know that's your Savior. He knew, and he moved right toward it.